All right, guys, welcome to the second part of the 2.3 notes. To start off with, I'm just going to kind of erase this stuff down here. You're not really going to need to fill any of those out, or we're not going to really need to use any of that. So basically, solving absolute value, this should say inequalities right here. Solving absolute value inequalities. And basically, what we're doing with solving the inequalities are the same steps that we did when we were solving the absolute value equations out. The only difference is that instead of dealing with, equal signs, like say that, we're going to be dealing with greater than, less than, or that's less than, that's greater than, or less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, that kind of thing. So basically, as we did before, when you have, say like you have your absolute values all by yourself, say equals to a number, you're going to set up two equations, equals to a positive number and equals to that same negative number. And it's, again, this blank spot is whatever equation you have inside there. The only difference with solving inequalities is that with the negative case, we actually flip the sign. And what I mean by sign, whatever inequality symbol we have, we're going to go ahead and flip that. So let's just go ahead and work a few of those out here. So again, we're also going to graph some of these. I'm not going to graph all of them, but we're going to definitely graph some of these here. So I got x, the absolute value of x is less than or equal to 7. So basically what I wanted, so again, what I'm looking for is, can I get these absolute value brackets by themselves? For this example, the answer is yes. So when they're by themselves, I can automatically set up two equations. Again, I take whatever's inside the absolute value bars and I just rewrite that out. And then I have a 7 and a negative 7. Again, I got two equations, or two inequalities for that matter, positive and negative. So for this one, I got x is, now for the positive equation, the symbol is going to stay the same exact side. When you get to the negative equation, that's when you flip that inequality symbol. So you take the inequality symbol facing this way, inequality symbol facing the other way. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and graph this one out. So negative 7 goes over here. I'm going to put 7 over here. Close circles, close circles. X is less than or equal to 7, which means I want to shade all the numbers that are less than 7. And then x is greater than or equal to negative 7, so I want to shade all the numbers over here. So I'm just going to kind of shade in right over here. Shade in right over here. All right. If I go to, darn it. If we go to example 4, it's basically the same kind of process, kind of same looking problem. I got my absolute value bars all by themselves. No numbers on the outside, below, or to the left, or any of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the x, set up my two equations, 3 and negative 3. The positive equation is going to stay facing this side, and then the negative is going to stay facing that side. All right, and then if we just do a quick graph, got negative 3 over here, got positive 3 right there. Open circles now because we don't have symbols below, and then we're going to shade x is greater than 3, so I want to shade all the stuff that's bigger than 3. Less than negative 3, I'm going to shade over to this side as well. All right. So we'll go on to these examples down here. You got a bit more kind of stuff happening down here. So you got negative 9 plus 4, and then these absolute value brackets less than or equal to 91. So once again, we can't add these two numbers right here, again, because of the multiplication happening here. So what I have to do now is, first thing I'm going to do, just take that 9 and go ahead and add that over. If it was positive, you would subtract. But since it's negative, we're just going to subtract. Or add, excuse me. So you got 4 equals 8n plus 4 is is less than or equal to 100. Take this 4, you divide it by the 100. So you have the absolute value of 8n plus 4 less than or equal to 25, and then from here you set up your two inequalities. Actually, I'm going to set those up right here. 8n plus 4. Symbol still facing the same direction, positive 25. And I'm going to do the same thing. 8n plus 4 is less than or greater than or equal to, and then negative 25. And then if you solve these out, subtract the 4s, divide the 8, you're going to get, I'm going to write these answers up here now. You're going to get n is less than or equal to 21 over 8. That's for the first one. And for the second one, you're going to get n is greater than negative 29 over 8. Negative 29 over 8. Okay? So those are for these right there. And we won't graph those for right now. Again, it's the same process as we did over here. This example 6 right here, again, we're just going to solve this one out. So I'm going to divide the negative 2 on both sides, get rid of that. Absolute value of 10x minus 1. And once again, as we're kind of reviewing here, going back, but if I divide by a negative, I actually have to flip this symbol right here. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this inequality symbol and make it go in this way. So it's instead of being less than, it's going to be greater than. Negative divided by negative gets me a positive number. And so I'm good. I'm all set and ready to go. Set my two equations up, my two inequalities up. I'm going to be 10x minus 1 greater than 49 or less greater than 49, and then 10x minus 1 is less than or equal less than negative 49. And I'm going to go ahead, kind of running out of space here. I'm going to write these up here. For the first equation, you're going to get x is greater than 5. Again, you're just adding the 1, dividing by 10. And then for the second one, you're going to get x is less than negative 48 over 10, which you can simplify down to be x is less than negative 24 over 5. Okay. There we go. All right. So those two right there. Now you got these kind of last couple ones that we'll do right here. So just as we got with the first one, we have all these numbers on the outside of the absolute value bars need to go to the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and add the 7 over x over 4 plus 1 is less than 10. Take that 5, divide it on both sides. X over 4 plus 1 is less than 2. So you take, because you divide that about. Absolute value bars are on by themselves now, so you're going to set up your two equations. X plus 4 plus 1, x over 4 plus 1. Symbol still facing the same direction, equals 2. Actually hold up. I need to erase these. There we go. And then your second, x over 4 plus 1 is greater than negative 2. Greater than negative 2. And then from there, it's a, too far. Minus the 1 on both sides. X over 4 less than, that's going to be 1. X over 4 is going to be greater than negative 3. Got the 4 on the bottom of a fraction now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by that 4 on both sides. And I'm going to get x is less than 4 and x is greater than negative 12. X is less than 4, x is greater than negative 12. If I go ahead and graph those, the smaller number goes over here, so that's negative 12. The larger number goes over here, so that's 4. Both are going to be open circles. And x is greater than negative 12, so that means I'm going to be shading this way. And then x is less than 4, which means I need to be shading this way. And if we do this last example here, so I got the 3 over 4 kind of on the outside here. So 3 over 4 right here, I want to move that over to the other side. So what I can do with that is I can go ahead and multiply by the reciprocal. Again, up here, you know, we would divide it over, but since we have a fraction, I really don't like dividing fractions out. So you multiply the 4 over 3 on both sides. And if we really work this out, 12 times 4 is 48 over 3, that's going to equal 16. So all this on this side is going to equal 16. Symbol still facing the same way. Negative 4 plus 3 inside the absolute values. Set up your two inequalities. Negative 4x plus 3 is now going to be greater than 16. And negative 4x plus 3 is going to be less than negative 16, again, because you flip the signs there. And if you subtract 3, you got negative 4x greater than 13, negative 4x less than negative 19. Divide, you got x is greater than 13 over 4. It's going to be negative because it's divided by the negative 4 on both sides. And then this one's going to be x is less than negative 19 divided by positive 4. Well, that just gets you positive 19 over 4. And then on this, and then we go up to here. I put my negative number over here. And then my positive number goes here. Both of them are going to be open circles, so I'll go ahead and circle them real quick here. Both of them open circles. X is greater than negative 13 over 4. Actually, hold up. I made a mistake. 1 second. Because you're dividing by the negative 4 on both sides, you actually have to flip your sign. So this side's going to become this, and this side's actually going to go to this side right here. And then if we do that, you got x is less than negative 13 over 4, so you're going to shade out. And then x is greater than 14 over 4, so you're going to shade it this way. Okay? All right. So those are the video notes for 2.3. Hope those help you guys out. Please make sure you guys are asking questions when you need them. Thank you.